opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with. Tune in daily to NOK's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Wake Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific with Tombstoner Wayne Cruz. Pro 420, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern with the Forgetful Stoner Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Kim Cooper and Sir Steve-O. Open Your Eye, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes, 9:15 Eastern with Master and Mama Rochi. Cannabis and Crime, Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Christine Terra from Machete Cat Productions. The IWK 710 Daily Set airs nightly, 7 days a week, with international rotating joint host, 7 p.m. Eastern. Rise and shine, it's marijuana time. Wake and bake with Ron McNabb at 7 a.m. Eastern, 7 days a week. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network.
What's up, guys? You made it. And good morning. Good day. Good all that stuff at you. Boy, oh boy, we're getting ready out here. You know, today I was supposed to go down to Allen Street. And just something in me was like, I got a lot of things to do before El Dorado. I know probably you're asking, what on God's earth is El Dorado? One thing at a time. Good morning and hello, and how are you guys doing out there in the land of the internet? By the time you're getting to this is 10 o'clock here in the Southwest. That's right, here in Arizona, Tombstone, Arizona to be exact. And boy, oh boy, we are engineerless today, so you guys got to go along with the ride, have some fun with me. Good day. Hopefully your adventure is glorious. Hopefully your life is going the way you had planned. You know, I woke up this morning, I wanted to go down to Allen Street. My first thought was to take you guys down there and show you guys where the gunfight down. Well, we had monsoon. So unfortunately everything is soaked, and I'm just not in the mood because that's going to be something that's going to happen whether I want it to happen or not. So by the way, thank you for the 3 viewers that are on here. I appreciate you guys. And that one heart up there, right there in that corner, bing, 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 means that one right there. I think it's that one. That one. Yeah, that one right there. That's going to help us a lot, guys. So if you get those hearts and those reactions in there, it's only going to move forward with the adventure. Yeah, right behind me is El Dorado, Tombstone, October 1990. That was the one that I always wanted to get to, so I got a poster to commemorate it. And then I thought, now that it's 2025, I'll get me a Tombstone El Dorado poster to put up. Ooh, that's right. Now, El Dorado, a lot of people are curious to what's going on. But before we go there, I thought, you know, we can't go change in the system. Oh my God, thank you for the hearts, guys. You guys got it out of the fucking, there you go, one. Thank you so much. So, hey, we're hanging out, and maybe we should take care of the business portion of this first so that we can carry on to the exciting portion of it, right? That's right. All right, we made it back. As soon as we go into commercial break, man, I lose friends. I'm sorry, but there's a reason for it. Commercial breaks cover a few things aboard the network, and you know, if you didn't figure it out right now, you are watching on the NOK network, probably watching it Keeping It Green, probably watching it at Rumble, or maybe you're checking out at the Ladies of Coffee Time somewhere in the Midwest having fun. Doesn't really matter where you're checking at it. Showed up, and I'm stoked. I don't know the rights to this music in the background, but God, I love it. It just puts such a good vibe out there, does it not? But we got the coffee, and we got bong hits. So, I think we should start this off properly. I do not have an engineer today, so please understand that if you're getting comments out there and you want your comments read, they will only be noticed afterwards, because unfortunately I'm a one-man show, and boy, it is damn hard when you're the one-man show. But it doesn't matter. But hey, I made this decision a little while ago, guys, that I was going to do a one-man show. I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know if anybody would enjoy it. I tried to product serve, tried to get ideas, what people wanted to watch, what people wanted to hear. I thought the funny news was cool. I thought, but it just goes to show you, the stuff that I thought was cool just didn't work out. But no, you're here and I'm here and we're hanging out. You know, what you're into is always subjective, right? You know, you can tell people you love Star Wars movies, for instance, and there's going to be a million other people out there that say Star Wars movies are shit. So the whole thing is, depending on what you like, subjectively speaking, you're going to get into it. All right, look, I personally am a theater of the mind guy. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. But at least it's a safe way to have fun with your friends. It's a really cool mental way to stimulate the time that you have with your friends. You know, sometimes your friends will do things that are out of turn. And I mean in life. You know, sometimes they will make a decision and they will turn around and it will really screw other people. The problem that I have with it is the fact that accountability is this hardcore thing. People get away with it because they think in their life no one has slapped them on the wrist, because accountability means, you know, yeah, I owe you money and I'll talk to you a few days to let you know about my sob story so you feel bad about me. Meanwhile, you're getting screwed on the deal because you were supposed to be a part of it. And it really does suck, because those people like that are bad news.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyndinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Hold it in, feel it in your wrist.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Check us out in Tyndinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyndinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
How do you like them apples? Well, 3 of you are in here. 4 heart reactions. We're doing all right this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we got that out of the system. You know, the commercial breaks are a thing that we have to do being a part of a network. Now, myself, I prefer to not have them, but that's just not how it goes. That's not the way the cookie crumbles. Enough of the cookie crumbling. Because when it crumbles, you just get a napkin, sweep that shit up, and carry on, right? So we're coming up on this holiday called Eldorado, and I'd love to talk about it with you guys, give you an idea of what Eldorado means to myself and even to others that celebrate this holiday. Now you have to understand that Eldorado is an annual event that's happening now for 95 years. No shit. 95 years. And it's kind of interesting because what they did was they started doing this event for friends who wanted to meet up, gather up, and party together. So they came out to the Arizona desert and they went back and forth between Las Vegas, Nevada, and that's right, Tombstone, Arizona. Originally, they tried to do it in other places, but it didn't work out. Then they realized that it was just a gathering of friends that were drinking, having fun, dressing like cowboys, having shootouts. That suddenly they realized, oh, wait, hold on for a second. Why don't we do this in the town that it really happened in? So they started meeting up in Tombstone, Arizona in, I think it was 1920 something, I think. I'm not sure the exact same date. And they started doing these events. We're in our 95th one right now. I can get the book out and look at the dates, but irrelevant. The idea really was that they were going to have a hangout, cowboy it up with their friends, have a vacation, so to speak, where they can party, celebrate, and have their cowboy adventure. Now, it makes a lot of sense to me personally. It really does. But for those who don't do it or don't have this culture, it's questionable on what do you mean cowboys, outlaws, what will we see, what do you do there? So I started doing a little bit of homework on Eldorado, the Eldorado holiday right over here. And I thought the best way to explain Eldorado would be like Mardi Gras meets Halloween meets the 1800 Wild West. So what's going to happen is you're going to have this gathering of different people. You're going to have everything from natives to borrachas, and cowboys, caballeros, all the way up to modern day cowboys, all the way up to ghost cowboys, dead cowboys, gunslingers, and all these things, right? Well, the idea was that they would line the streets and they would have a parade on Sunday to close out Eldorado for the great holiday. Now, this one's got a lot of things. They bring people out in the street, fire breathers. They dance out in the street. It is wild. Most of the time, people do not equate this kind of events to Tombstone, Arizona. And part of me see why.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Yeah, I know. They're not all that exciting, but they are there. It's for other needs and your needs and the needs of others that should get those out there. The NOK needs your help. Doesn't really need your help. The NOK would love your help because the NOK is broadcasting throughout the ether webs. It has a whole bunch of broadcasting, a whole bunch of people helping along, a whole bunch of people just like me, getting out there and broadcasting every day, talking about their wants, their desires, their needs, and whatever it may be. And yes, they even put commercial breaks in there as well. So we're going to take care of business before we get started with the real show. Right now, we're just doing the thing that makes, the clocks go backwards and forwards. By the way, thank you for joining me today. And if you just got here, this is Waking Up with the Wayniac. You are live with me right here in Tombstone, Arizona.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with No Sir. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
I see you made it back. And now, let's get started. You made it here. I'm so happy. Oh my God. Thanks guys for joining me. Woohoo! You made it. Thanks for joining me this morning, Waking Up with the Wayniac. We're 17 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast live on the NOK and across the webs. I can watch the people come and go, and I can see the commercials come and go. And I know that there's people out there that want to be entertained. I know there's people out there that don't have a certain, maybe they're just playing on the internet. Or maybe they're just trying to figure things out. Now, for me, I live in a genre that most people kind of go, wait, you live in a genre? And I do. Think about it for a second. I live out here where the Wild West still flourishes, where the horses are still on the street, stagecoaches are still going, cowboys are still cowboys, and people are still having a fun life and living freedom. With that being said, we have an amazing event coming up here. Right around the corner. And right around that corner is what we call El Dorado. That's right. El Dorado is a wild time. You can almost get the idea from the name. El Dorado, we turn our town into this really crazy, mischievous kind of place. And then it turns into a whole lot of fun because it is all about 1800s and 50s, those cowboy days. You know what I mean? Those days when they're riding around being Wyatt Earp and all those gents. So you know what? I think it's time. And when I say time, it's kind of time to turn you guys on to a little something this morning. You know what? You guys are wondering what I'm always up to. Maybe you're not wondering. Maybe I'm just pushing on my wonder to you. Let's check out a few things real quick here.
Welcome to Tuesday. Hey, y'all. It's been a little while. Maybe not long enough. See? They made me official marshal. That means I'm important. Being important, I don't care about that. What I care about is doing the right thing. The right thing tends to be cold cerveza at the end of the day. Oh, well, thanks, I got to be on the way.
Those are the adventures that I do and the adventures I'm a part of, and I hope it worked. You know, if you guys got to see it as a silent movie, that's okay. But if you got to hear the audio, that's okay too. You know, I've been working on this stuff for quite a while before even moving to Tombstone. And when I moved to Tombstone, my curiosity started going berserk because here in Tombstone, where I live, it's where the Cowboys really happened. It's where all that stuff happened, right? And I always wanted to do my own take. Now, Lefty's a character, by the way, purely fictional character. So the idea with Lefty was to just encompass the Wild West with a little bit of fun, stupidity, and hilarity. Now, with that being said, here in Tombstone, we love to do that. And that's why El Dorado is going to be so important to us. El Dorado is going to be this really, really fine time in the day because for those of us who have been working on El Dorado and thinking about El Dorado, we're putting costumes together, ideas together, making sure that we have things that are totally prepared so we can show off for this gathering, this once a year thing. People come here and gather and meet. Now the idea is I don't want to be any different than my friends gather and meet because I even heard that Buffalo Bill Cody is going to be here in town. That's pretty good. It means Wyatt Earp, Virgil Earp, Morgan Earp, Buffalo Bill Cody, Doc Holliday, and Lefty is going to be in town. I'm going to get a lot of pictures, a lot of video, and a lot of that so I can capture those moments during El Dorado. So, guys, we are 23 minutes into, that's right, 55-minute broadcast of total insanity. You're hanging out with the Wayniac this morning while we're waking up. You know, I got to say, I do appreciate the day, and I appreciate what I have. I got to thinking about this morning. You know, going out, doing this cowboy thing gives you a different perspective because you're dealing with the public. And just recently, I didn't put it on the web. My truck, my beautiful chariot took, and I had some issues and I had to spend a lot of money, an ungodly amount of money on my truck. Now, that was money I was saving. That was money that I was hoping to save that I could use for other things. And then all of a sudden it wiped it out in one single hit. Now, just like any bank robber, just like any outlaw, I decided the best thing to do would be to rob the stagecoach. No, not really. The best thing to do is just get back to work, get back to doing what I do and start saving the money, putting it in the drawer, putting it away. Guys, 3 of you viewing, 5 reactions. I got comments up there, but you know, I'm all alone in the studio today. You just got to understand that I will get to your comments. That means a lot to me, by the way. I'm going to see if I can get into those comments there real quick. Let's just try to see if we can. Oh my goodness. All right. So take a look. Here's the deal. You got to understand that if you're going to try to jump in here and drop your crap in here, boy, you better be ready. I'm not even ready. And by being ready, that means being able to put out some content, put some stuff that you guys want to watch. Yeah, that day was crazy, huh? That was the OK Corral shootout, guys. If you guys didn't know it, it is the commemorative location where the shootout happened in the 1880s between the Hurt Brothers and the famed outlaw cowboy gang, ran by Ike Clanton, Curly Bill Rocha, and a whole bunch of other fellas. At El Dorado, we're going to be reenacting some of those shootouts. We're going to be hanging out talking about some of those shootouts. And we're also going to be talking about a little bit of that famed 1880 mastery called the Wild West. You know, for me, I started looking into this stuff and trying to figure out where that token term came from, Wild West. A lot of times we didn't use that term until after Hollywood got it about it, you know, and thank you, Kim. Thank you very much. You guys didn't know Kim, my good friend, is in the background watching it. Thank you, Kim, for showing your friends and at least getting your Canadian friends to know exactly what's going on. I'm appreciative all the time. So yeah, back to what I was saying. You know, that shootout happened, and we're going to be celebrating it. You know, for a Second Amendment for the United States, folks, you got to remember our Second Amendment rights to carry, whether it's concealed or whether that is out in the open. That's our right. For some of us, we do carry firearms every day of our life. For some of those others, they talk about it. Now, for a lot of people, they live out in the wilderness, or maybe they live out in the sticks, and they need to keep this pistol around for safety. That's cool. Or maybe you carry it around because you just feel inadequate in some ways. I don't care what way someone wants to carry it, as long as they're safe, they know what they're doing. That's my only thing. Because, you know, once you pull the trigger, that bullet cannot be taken back. No matter where it goes, whether it's flying through the neighbor's house or it's flying through your car, you can't take it back. So it's something that we like to work on, getting our safety always in order. Safety is a huge factor for us out here in Tombstone because, you know, we're playing with guns every day and we just don't want someone to get hurt, because then what will happen is you're going to hear, just like Alec Baldwin and all those other stories, it's going to go down all over the web, all over the news, and then suddenly, bam, we lose that moniker of being an official, safe Second Amendment state. So, guys, those comments are down there at the bottom right there. If you can see them, woohoo! I can't see them because I'm walking up here. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Guys, I'm having fun, and I hope you're having fun. Today is 28 minutes into a 5-minute broadcast. Do you know what we're missing out on? I know. You're probably sitting here thinking, this isn't Wayne. Someone probably took Wayne hostage.
From saloon fights to outlaw flights, Lefty's rhythm fills the nights. He'll podcast till the break of dawn in Tombstone.
Yeah, that's right. Until the past is gone. Man, 29 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast. There's 4 of you hanging out with me. 5 reactions. You know, that 4 can turn into a lot. That 5 can turn into a lot when we start sharing it and getting all over the web and getting our friends to watch. And it really does help the network, the NOK network. You know, you can check out my friends on the daily. They are doing their sessions during the day on the NOK's IWK. That's right. Put it away for 15 minutes. No, it's 30. No, it's 50. No, it's 35 minutes a day. I don't know. It's 30 minutes a day. Put it away so you can put yourself away. I don't know. I put myself away for 30, 20, 60, 90, even more. And we're going to do that right now. You guys are probably going, Wayne's not in the house. You guys know me for one thing. Oh my goodness, bong hit time, right? Let's take care of some business. All right. And by the way, the captain has lit the smoking lamp. You are officially okay to smoke amongst the cabin. Remember to smoke responsibly. Do not drive your vehicle or do anything stupid unless I am involved. Smoke up medically, of course. Thank you. Wowzers. That's all it takes, right? That's all it takes this good morning and this good day. We lose people all the time. 3 viewers, 5 viewers, 7 viewers, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. I'm glad that you guys are here. This morning's views are brought to you purely by, that's right, the Wayniac, CWC Productions, and all the stuff that I put out there. And, there's some stuff you should definitely be watching of mine.
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Everybody does, but they might not understand it and they might not get it. But you're here hanging out with me this fine day, and I'm glad. I'm actually really glad that we got to spend some time together because I don't know. I've said it probably about 7, 20, 30, 90, 100 times. Eldorado is happening this coming up weekend, and I'm excited. For those of us street performers, for those of us California gun-toting lovers, for those of us California-loving Arizona folks that have moved here, I'm coming up on my anniversary. That's right, a year anniversary that I've been in Arizona from California. And I got to say, I absolutely love it. I can't. I can't. I mean, I could sit and brag, but I don't want to brag to my friends. But I want to tell you about this beautiful thing that I get to celebrate every day here in luxurious, beautiful Arizona. It's called freedom, guys. Freedom is one of those things that we take for granted. When you watch TV and you watch the internet, and you hang out and you start listening to people's views and you start listening to that, suddenly becomes public rhetoric, and everyone suddenly starts to climb on board like an ant pile because they want to be a part of it. I don't care what your views are. I really don't. My thing is, don't be an ass. Don't force feed your shit onto other people. A big thing about it is we have to be careful because propaganda is a very isolated thing. What happens is propaganda is aimed at the people who are educated in one thing, and then they'll beam it over there. Then they'll beam it over to the people who are not educated, the opposite slant. So then what happens is, it's not a question of education. It's a question of right, wrong, and difference. So, guys, let's get a road trip going. Watch your step. The highways and the byways and out on those road trips. Every once in a while, I got to throw that at you guys. Get you guys to distract yourself of the mundanity of all the bullshit in your day and your night. Hopefully you can let it go. It's possibly the middle of your lunchtime right now. For me, it's 10:31 in the Southwest. That is here in Tombstone, Arizona, just like I told you guys before. Yeah, Tombstone, that place where all those miracles and nightmares happened all at the same time. the city flourished out of nowhere, and then all those young people came and died, so it's a good mixture. But coming up here this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, El Dorado. That's right. El Dorado's right around the corner, and I cannot wait. I'm going to get out there. Got some outfits that I've been working on. I'm going out like straight out of the grave. That's right. I'm going to go out there with a gaunt face, purple lips. I am definitely going to be maybe a zombie cowboy. Maybe, I guess, would be the way to put it. You think? I don't know. Maybe not. Either way, I'm going to be out on the streets of Tombstone doing my job. I'll be able to come back with some video and some ideas that I'd love to show my friends. And part of me is like, what do I do? I want to do something totally original like this.
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Well, there went my Uber.
I get it. Most of you say, is that real? It's absolutely real, just so you know. A lot of people don't get it. We have stagecoaches that do stroll down to our town throughout the day. About 8 to 15 different trips, depending on the crowds. They go up about a quarter of a mile up and around and make this huge rectangle and come back. But it does show all the cool sights and sounds and stuff. So it does give you this opportunity to see where the fabled gunfight happened and where they met up. If you guys aren't aware, there was a fabled gunfight that happened in October 26th, 1880 at the fabled OK Corral, where some outlaws were setting up to leave town. Some policemen showed up. They engaged them in an argument, turned into a people shootout. Some young men died. Lawmen got away for a moment. They became wanted, then became a huge thing called the shootout at the OK Corral. There you go. That's the super, super fast throwdown version of what happened there. There's a whole lot more in the town that happened. So when people do come to our town for vacation, I usually have a whole lot I can throw at them. Now, here's the cool thing. Harvest time is here. Boy, I got a bunch of plants getting ready to get brought down, and then I'll have videos and all the pictures of that stuff. I've been keeping my grow at a low. Yeah, right. Only because I've been working on it and trying to relearn what Arizona has to offer when it comes to hot, cold, abrasive winds. So I already started washing some of the buds, brought some of them down, started washing them, giving a nice dip before they go and hang. They tasted good when I tested them, so I know we're there. But unfortunately, like I was saying over and over, El Dorado's in town, and that's kind of something that's important to me and what I got to do first. So after El Dorado, I plan on bringing it down and that harvest something fierce. Okay, you guys just got here. You are 38 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast with the Wayniac. That's right here, live on the internet. I know, you're probably thinking to yourself, Wayne? I say, yes. You're like, but I'm like, there you go.
Well, once again, here we are, being family and friends out here in Armador County, or I should say, Plymouth. Come on out, steampunks. That's right, you heard me right. Steampunks. I'm not really all the way here to Tombstone, and they seem they got my here sign. Politicians. What are more than a politician, more than overpaid jerks and tight suits? I couldn't fit into a suit, a little hot during the summertime, and especially my spurs look a little funny in them. What? Get out of here! Get out of here!
I do hope you guys have not left. I do hope you guys have That's terrible English. I hope you guys have not left. I should probably say, wow, that was terrible. Freudian slip. But you guys are hanging out and I'm hanging out and we're doing it. So did you have a bong hit when the bong hit time came around? Did you? I'm curious. I did. And then I got to thinking, I got a few chores that I have to do. And the honeydew list is one of those things that you're like, how do you get your honeydew list done when you are savagely in the middle of taking care of other things like Eldorado? That's right, guys. Eldorado next week, and I'm so glad that I'm going to get to show you guys. I'm going to be running the camera. I'm going to be getting some live video of Eldorado, give you guys the idea what is going on out there. Okay, here's my final go. 2 of you guys are watching. There's 6 reactions. I got some comments I can't really say because bias is working. But if you can get this thing out there and share this to your friends, I would love to see this shared all over the Ethernets because before I got in here, I shared it all over the Ethernet. Share it, get it out there, and tell your friends exactly what's up. Hopefully there's something here that you wanted to hear, or there's something here you wanted to see. Whether it's an auditory or a visual voyage, I don't mind either way. The one thing I would love to say is that I love having you guys here, knowing that you are safe, sound, and did I mention safe? I know, safe is one of those subjective terms because when you're safe gives you that idea that safe is boring. Safe is not boring. Safe just means that you have it in control. We like to say in the firearm world that slow is steady, steady is fast, and fast is always slow and steady. So one of the things that we're always working on is breaking things down and getting our body to remember things in muscle mechanics. It goes the same way for talking to your friends. Muscle mechanics. Getting out there and having a conversation that is healthy. Letting your friends know that you care for them. Letting your friends know that, sometimes they're going to be held accountable in a way that doesn't feel good to you or to them. Sometimes we have to lean out and let our friends know that, if we suddenly change what we want halfway, then this means we can change all the time, all the way. That's a scary thing because there are people who need constant. So, be constant, guys. From me to you, this is a 42-minute broadcast that we're into 55 minutes. You guys are hanging out and having fun with me this fine day, which I do appreciate. I do hope you've seen some content or seen something there at least made you laugh 1, 6, 7, 10, 15 times a lady. I know, pretty weird, right? But hey, if you haven't and you know that there's something you want to see, you can always check it out.
Are you a Northern Ontario resident searching for credible information on cannabis as a medicine? No Sir is here to help. Established in 2013, Northern Ontario Cannabis Education and Resources is here for you. No Sir Director Kim Cooper brings you 45 plus years experience utilizing cannabis as a medicine, and she is spreading that education across the North. Activism, referrals, resources, and more at No Sir. Don't be a jackass. Say no, sir, to propaganda with No Sir. Find them at www.nocer.ca.
All right, friends. Hello, and what's going on? And I hope it's back. I hope you can hear everything and hope you can see what's going on. I want to answer a question or two that were brought up in the comments there. By the way, yes, we do Halloween in Tombstone. We do a mixture. We do Eldorado for the first week prior to Halloween. Then when Halloween comes into town, our town becomes spooky. That's right, with Halloween and all that crap. And it's amazing. We have some houses that doll themselves up like a true haunted house, and it's glorious. They really put some time and some effort into it. Those houses that you see where you're like, wow, they have way too much spare time on their hands. Hey guys, if you want your streaming to look this good and you want to do it too and you want to level up, just check out the StreamYard. Get yourself a $10 discount. Click it right down there in the link. And if you don't want that, you can also check into our NOK, IWK, and all that good stuff. Make sure to give your love. That's all we're asking for. No one's asking for your money. No one's asking for your time, but we are asking for your love. You know, the concept of that is crazy when we talk about Halloween. We talk about the way that our Halloween changes and your Halloween changes. You know, in America, Halloween kind of is that thing that's turned into a homogenized holiday, just like Christmas turned into this thing. Go buy bags of candy, buy big, huge devices to put out in front of your
Bear
house.
paint and kills primer.
And basically what'll happen is it just turned into this like monopoly of shit. So, you know, the idea to me is get out, have some fun. I still love seeing children in costumes. I still getting out. I love seeing children giving a try in their costume, by the way. Now, when I say a try, I know you're probably thinking that doesn't make sense. A try means they're trying something they've never done before. You know, they're gonna be a bushel of grapes because they're gonna put a bunch of balloons all over themselves. You know, unless mom and dad are that like, yep, they just want to be Scream. They want the mask. They want the hood. They want the knife and run around, which is cool. That's fine too. But I love the try. I love to see people give an effort, or even those costumes that people are like, who are you supposed to be? You know, I went to a party once as Ted Kaczynski, the letter bomber. Yeah, that's right. I put sunglasses on, a red hoodie on with an envelope with some, or a Ziploc bag with an envelope with some white powder. And yep, that was me. The letter bomber, Ted Kaczynski. If you guys don't know who that is, that was an American guy, some dude there, and whatever. Doesn't really matter. What matters is that we're here today and maybe tomorrow too. And I know for you and for me, we're 46 minutes into this thing called, that's right, you know what I'm about to say to you. That's absolutely correct. A 55-minute broadcast brought to you live and loud by StreamYard and the NOK. And I do appreciate y'all for being here with me this fine morning. Woo-wee. That was a whole lot, huh? Well, we're not entirely done, so don't give up on me yet, kids. You know, one time and one time only in that weird, wacky world, we can ask our time. Where did it go? Most of the time, I think it goes in projects. Want to grade the road. Maybe projects. Building that arbor for your plants and your trees. Maybe you're putting up that child swing for your kids. I know, it sounds crazy, right? But the thing is, projects are where the time goes. So when we're playing cowboy, we're dressing up, we're putting costumes together. Projects are where the time goes. Guys, we are 47 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast, and you're here with me this morning. You're hanging out on the NOK. Currently, there's 2 of you watching. There's 6 reactions. It doesn't matter. These reactions are going to help us get the algorithm floating. Hopefully, you get to watch something you enjoy. I don't know. Maybe not.
Can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
No, you cannot argue with stupid. It's one of the things that we always try to do. Most people will have this thing where they want to change others. And that's a part of how I started today's broadcast with friends and accountability. Our friends need to be held accountable, guys. So when we make plans and we do plans, they realize we can carry through. This is for the big dream. This is more than just going to an event. This is more than meeting up on Thursday at the bar. We're talking about life goals here. We're talking about the big picture. We're talking about getting out and making that happen. Now, when it happens, it becomes a matter of it's an energy that flows, and you realize, wow, man, our first date was spectacular. I felt something wild in my belly. Or when you realize that you're in a band and you play that show and you can look at your buddy and be like, dude, this is why we've spent all of those nights in that stinky garage. Or when you're harvesting your plants and you get to that, oh my goodness, look at this. You know what I mean? This is finally paid off. Now, all that is where the time goes. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. 49 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast this morning on the N-O-K. And you know, for me, I would like to start with saying I'm pretty happy. Now, I'm nervous as all get up, to be honest and clear with you. Currently, my truck is in the shop right now. And I'm not sure if it's fixed right, how much it's going to be, what it's going to be, if it's going to be more money, if I have to send it to a new shop. There's a lot of there's a lot of unfamiliars. Man, I'm nervous as all shit. I can't lie to you. Trying to keep it like calm because I realize that there's nothing we can do about, freaking out. There's really nothing we can do. Keep positive. Now, the negative part's going to creep in because those are intrusive thoughts, right? Intrusive thoughts are kind of in the background and they're there to remind you. But right now, we're not letting them in. We're not letting the intrusive thoughts in. Excuse me. But we are letting in the good vibe. Guys, I hope that your day is full of it. And I don't mean full of it, but I mean full of the good vibe. Hopefully it starts from good and gets even better. I know there's a lot of people out there right now with a mean old struggle. Currently in the United States, there's a government shutdown. Not only is that going on, but that is affecting people left and right. There are people in small businesses that are hoping for their Social Security checks. And you know what? They're late. Guys, I do hope that you're not one of those people. If you are in beautiful Canada or anywhere else when we broadcast this, please note that the strifes that happen here at home can also happen at your home too. If your freedoms are not held close to your chest, held close to you with a safe, and held close to you with an endearing quality called no quit. I'd like to definitely throw this out there at 51 minutes and 47 seconds of a 55-minute broadcast. You guys are hanging in there with me, and we're getting around the corner. We are definitely coming around the backlash of this one, and thank you so very much. We got a few things for you guys to trip out on, and hopefully it works. What about this one?
Bong time, it's bong time. Don't you just know bong time? It's bong time, it's bong time. Everyone loves bong time.
See, the small endeavors are the ones that always end up being the big endeavors. It's kind of like when you're mad at the microwave oven for being mad at the wife for not answering the phone on time. You get my point. Gotta go.
That's right. The small things always get in the way. Everything ends up being a small thing because when you look back on the big picture, it's always really small in that rearview mirror. Sometimes we just overreact and sometimes we overprocess. So I'm going to get this out one more time. Next week, El Dorado in Tombstone, Arizona. We're going to be getting wild and crazy, and we're going to be having 3 days of some Wild West craziness, and I plan on running my camera the whole time. I plan on letting you guys see why we love El Dorado. I just love doing that. I don't know why. Oh well. But we are 53 minutes into a 55-minute broadcast, and thank you for joining me this morning, and hopefully you're getting out there and having some fun. Hopefully you're just sitting around and having a bowl or getting off work or going because
everything you do and I do works out in the long run.
I mean that seriously, okay? Everything that we do and we carry on to, whether that's ordering from Amazon, whether that's buying at the liquor store, whatever you do, it's going to work out. I know it's going to work out because the beginning of things are always equal in power as the end. That's why Christmas was so important as a little child. Christmas would come around and you'd wait, and hopefully wait for Christmas. Then suddenly you would wait, you'd open your presents, and then your energy was the same amount of that you spent waiting. Thing is, now it's a little different as an adult because, we're facilitating that holiday. Guys, I hope that your Halloween is good. I hope that your San Juan is okay. I hope you're getting out and celebrating a Eldorado of your own, wherever that is. I do hope that you're getting out and celebrating, period. My friends and fellow constituents of the web, be good to yourself. It doesn't cost you anything to be a good human. It doesn't cost you anything to hang in there and be right, my friends. That's from me to you. This has been me, the Wayniac 55-minute broadcast. We're there, kids. I do hope you have fun. Get out of here.